it leads to a question I've been wanting to ask you since we've had so many interviews over the years, but like two questions. One, you became very focused. I mean, you were a successful novelist. Your books are in my shelves at home, actually. Former New York Times reporter, like you had this whole life that had nothing to do with any of this, and you just like basically threw it all away to go after this story. Why did you do that, and what have the effects been?
I did it because I didn't have any choice. Because it's like you take one step and one step and one step. I remember once being in Iraq.
You don't have a choice. You go write your novels.
No, you don't have a choice if you're a certain type of person or a certain type of reporter. I remember I was once in Iraq in 2004, and like I'm not a particularly physically courageous person, but it's a war zone, and I was talking to a lieutenant colonel who is a tough guy. And we were sort of out there, and he said, this is just what you do. Like, you just, all of a sudden, you're in the middle of it. Like, you just take a step at a time, and then there's kind of no going back. And I pursued the story and the truth to the best of my ability.
But you weren't even a reporter at the time. You'd given up reporting and you were writing novels.
I'd always been a reporter. I even the novels would be better if they were a little bit less reported and a little bit more flights of fancy. That's my one regret as a novelist, is that I could never, I'm writing about Islamic terror and, in various, there are spy novels about modern events, but a really great novel, whatever the nominal category, has some magic in it. And that's something hard for me to put in my novels. I'm very fact grounded. And so when, and I write about this on Unreported Truths, like we talked a tiny bit about the baby bust, which is something I'm now interested in, because I look for stories that, as an individual reporter who's not working for the New York Times, I can do in a credible, reasonable way. It'd be hard for me right now to go to Israel because I don't have a big organization backing me up if I get shot in the head or something, right? So these are, COVID, believe it or not, is very data driven and is a story that I could follow. I look for stories where I think I can add something to the conversation because the mainstream media, usually for political reasons, doesn't want to report on it, and I look for stories that are important. And COVID obviously was the most important story.
Do you look for stories that will make you super unpopular with everyone you've ever known during the course of your life?
That's just an added bonus. Losing 3/4 of my friends and messing up my marriage was just an added bonus.
But you kind of knew that. I don't mean to pick at an open wound, but you kind of knew that going in, because anyone who asked, I remember the first couple posts you wrote on this were greeted with ferocity. People were very angry.